We are live. We're live.
Hey, welcome to Nerd Out at Night, everyone. I'm Randy. Bryant's here, and we've got I think it's our second guest, Dust Mites, probably perhaps the most prolific toy talker. I mean, you're on everything, right?
I'm like a bad rash. I'm everywhere.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
backbone of the
Man,
realm, man. For
Yo,
sure.
yo, 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 yo.
Yeah.
I always wanted to do this.
Yeah.
Nerd out.
Sweet.
Got it out my
Thanks.
system. There you go. What's up, fellas? Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so just give you a quick background, then we're gonna talk some bullshit. But did you started the Realm of Collector? I mean, is that like? I mean, I watch Enter the Realm. I watch all of them here and there, but like you guys are, like I said, prolific. Like every night there's something going on, and you're usually in one of them. So no, at least all of them. So
Yeah, well, I'm kind of like the Ted Turner of this shit. I'm the man behind the scenes. I'm running the Hangouts through my PC and broadcasting through me, so I have to be there or be part of or be somewhere when we're doing this. So yeah, we have almost every night locked down. Just every night we have a different type of content. We started with the ROC Hangouts, used to be unbroadcasted about 3 years ago. Just a bunch of dudes.
That was just like a good opportunity for like nerds
How
to reach
close
out
are
to
you?
each
Like,
other.
do you guys all know each other outside the internet? Like,
Well, now a lot of us do,
uh,
but beforehand, no. A lot of times it was mostly through Instagram is where we got started, and I would just throw out a link. Hey guys, I'm gonna do this hangout. Here's the link. Then we had like the Facebook groups or through Facebook or just from word of mouth, and we had new people come in, and you meet so many people, man.
Yeah.
It's incredible that the amount of people that I've met over the 3 years of doing this. Great friends and everybody that I've met. And some come and go. You see some every day, some don't come by anymore, but that's basically how it started out. It was just basically a bunch of guys that didn't have anybody near them that were like them. They found a place where we could all come together and bullshit.
And that's like one of the appeals to TFCon, right? Is that like a lot of people involved in the online community or whatever all go up into TFCon. Is that pretty much like how that's really grown?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
TFCon.
That was like one of the major things. Like when we first started doing Enter the Realm and hooked up like the Shattercast and Cut Crew, Bobby and those guys, and the Toy Detox guys, Brave and them is like, oh, there's this thing called TFCon. It was we got to go to this. Everybody's going to be there. We get to meet everybody, and then we find out guys that listen to the show and members of the RC we're going to be there. Like, oh, we definitely got to go. Guys from Instagram. So that's how we set it up first. We went to the first one was in Charlotte.
Oh, okay.
And that was 2 years ago. And then we went to Chicago last year. And this year we're going to be in lovely
Virginia,
Washington, D.C.
right?
What is that? What is that? Reston, something like that. Right out of D.C.
It's like Virginia. Brian and I are going to drive down there. We're going to give it a go.
we're going to check that shit out for sure.
It'll be fun.
We're going to have a good time, man.
I'm really excited. Okay. Well, we got that out of the way. Let's jump right into it. They fired Colin Trevorrow for Star Wars 9. I'm fucking excited. I'm excited. I'm just gonna say this. I have nothing against Jurassic World, but it is not. He did not provide anything to prove to me that he was capable of taking over the reins from J.J. Abrams, which I don't have to go through his filmography. But then you also had Rian Johnson, which he's got a short filmography, but if you
but I'd say that Trevor guy matches Star Wars way closer than Rian Johnson does.
I agree with you on
that. But I'm still glad he's not doing it because
me too.
Like he's a total what's his face?
Brett Ratner?
Yeah, thank you. He's total Brett Ratner. Just make a cookie cutter movie, and you I like that they're taking chances on smaller guys because to go from J.J. Abrams to Rian Johnson, I mean that's
crazy.
Yeah, I mean Rian Johnson, not anything. You think he's a good director, but he's never done anything this big on that scale. I mean, but he can work with Bruce Willis.
You're right. Like, I mean, Looper was his biggest movie, but I mean, it was sort of independent. I just watched Brick last night, which is I think it's his
great
first movie.
Yep.
It is good, but I'm not sure I liked it. Does that make any sense? Like, I recognize that. Did you ever see it, Dust?
No.
I recognize it's a good movie. I'm just not sure I really liked it.
It don't matter. I'd probably hate it because I hate everything.
No, okay.
That's what the word on the net is. You know.
You really you hate everything?
No, not really.
All right.
Just things annoy me.
Fair enough.
Well, things.
Okay. Yeah.
Things annoy everyone. That's why we're here bitching about it.
That's it.
To get our voice out.
That's why they gave us this lovely outlet.
Yep.
Yeah.
The way I see it, if I can't go to TFCon and get punched in the face by one person, then I'm not doing my job right. You know what I'm saying?
I'm hoping I don't get punched in the face, but I hope that I.
Hey,
you know,
you never know.
I'm kind of scared about that. But
don't worry. When you get with the ROC, you're gonna worry about nothing.
You guys are like the muscle.
Oh,
yeah. We got protection.
There's a lot of members that were like, I was there, but I wanted to come say hello to you guys, but I was kind of intimidated. What are you intimidated by? We're a bunch of fucking men talking about toys.
Grown men playing with toys, yeah. I love how that scares certain people. But that's sweet, man.
I don't know that that's ever scared me, but hey. So Colin Trevorrow's out. I think Ryan Johnson's gonna fill that hole. Do you?
No. I mean, I think it would be cool. I don't know. But I think it'll be I think they're gonna try and keep it fresh. Like, I don't know. I mean, I think it would be cool if they did, or even JJ. But I would take either one again. But do you think they would actually do it? Like, use the same director twice?
And here's why. Here's why I think Ryan Johnson's gonna get it. The reason why is because I guess you could say the same thing for the JJ, but you heard not one fucking ounce of like controversy around Ryan Johnson's story. I guess except for Mark Hamill not really digging it. But,
same with JJ though.
You're right. But JJ Abrams was like his was like a process. But it seems like Ryan Johnson's it just seemed like they liked whatever he was doing.
Yeah.
They just went with it.
Now, what would you guys think? Like, if they would you like it if they got nobody to do it? He might put a fresh touch on it or something.
I mean, I think Ryan Johnson would be considered a nobody because he's not like I don't know, like he's not a JJ Abrams, like
sure.
But I'm okay with a nobody if they have some sort of body of work that proves that they are capable of making a film of interest. Whereas Colin Trevorrow, I think Jurassic World was a passable film. It had a beginning, middle, and end, but I didn't really think it had any. It wasn't really of any substance.
Well, it was a fourth Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah, it's a popcorn flick.
That's true, but they
did what they wanted it to. They brought in the families, they brought in the date night, the wives out with the wives, buy some popcorn, watch a movie, go home.
Yeah, but I don't want that for Star Wars. Like, I'm not saying I need Star Wars.
Of course not. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, I agree with you, but I'd also just argue that's what Jurassic Park was, and I think Jurassic Park just did it better. But you're right, Jurassic World was essentially like they weren't reinventing the wheel. They were just retelling the story.
Well, there's not going to be crazy fucking nerds going out of fucking their minds because they fucked up Jurassic Park and that whole canon and world. You're messing with a franchise here and a story that's dear to a lot of people's hearts.
Yes.
So you got to tread lightly when it comes to this.
Look, whether you like the prequels or not, what George Lucas did with that, regardless if you like it or not, we all know what the absolute bottom is. And again, I understand a lot of people like the prequels, and I'm a bit of a defender at certain points, but as far as like script and like storytelling, those were awful. So
you know what though, there's a lot of people that would argue on that. Like, they would argue you to the bone on that. People love those. I don't.
I'm not saying I don't. I'm not saying that I don't like them, because I do have certain levels of appreciation for them, but they are inherently bad movies.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you, but I mean, there's still a lot of people that love that shit. And I don't know if they would admit they're bad or not, but I mean, like, if that's your Star Wars, I mean, I don't know.
And I respect that. I respect that. I like bad movies. Yep. I mean, I really do. It's just that, like, when it all comes down to it, they're bad movies. But I'm not saying that there's something wrong.
They're not as good as the originals, but I wouldn't call. I mean, they're not as good as the original trilogy, but I mean, bad. I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I know.
I wouldn't go as far as bad. I don't know about that.
I like bad movies. I'll take, like, I'll respect the fact that someone can tell me Kroll is a bad movie, but I'll watch that all day long.
Well, I wouldn't by any means argue it's a bad movie.
Kroll's that nostalgia factor, though.
I love it. I love Kroll, man, and I would not say it's a bad movie.
No, I wouldn't either. Okay, here's my thing.
And I would say the original, the prequels are flawed, very, very flawed. But I wouldn't say bad is a stretch.
Yeah.
So
you're right, I guess.
You could take a few things out of the prequels, and you could have a decent and a good storyline.
Yeah,
I agree. There are certainly elements to those 3 movies, maybe 2 of those movies, where you could put together a cohesive story that's pretty decent. Actually, I'll be honest with you. I think Revenge of the Sith was a decent movie, especially since they had to work from 2 movies that were not.
Because I mean, I thought good. 1 was absolute garbage. Like, I kind of liked 1. I think 1 is unwatchable. I like 2.
Darth Maul was badass.
2's got action though, you know. I mean, nothing happens in 1. Nothing.
Yeah, but wait a minute. You have a 50-minute long pod race.
Yeah, you got that, and then you got like the little boy that nobody cares about. I mean,
wizards.
They just need to.
You didn't care about him.
Nobody gave a shit. Like nobody gave a shit. Like,
yeah, but you kept looking at the kid, going, "I know what he's gonna be."
Yeah, and that was the problem. I'm like, get there now. I want to see him put the fucking helmet on and kill people. Like,
I mean, I'm not going to defend Phantom Menace, but I think Attack of the Clones was far worse than Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace at least had, Attack of the Clones was just like watching Padme and
you could have cut 10 minutes out of that movie and it would change everything and make it good. If you cut out all that bullshit, love you,
it was awful,
burning in my heart bullshit, it would have been okay, man. You'd had a few battles, some duels, a chase, good enough, done. Music, good. But no, they had to throw in Anakin being a complete pussy, like, and it's like it wrecked it, man. And he should have had the long hair in the second movie too, because
why is that?
Oh, you didn't like, man.
You didn't like
he was working his way to it.
Rat tail?
Okay.
Yeah, the rat tail was just. It was a little. I don't know. It didn't do it for me.
Like in the third one, after he does go bad, you didn't see like a goatee on him or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be badass, man.
I'm surprised they didn't go that road.
Yeah, the goatee is like that's the transformation to someone being evil.
Evil, yeah, because of George. George invented that, man.
That's right.
He'd grow that goatee and pull some cold-blooded shit, man.
Yeah, it just immediately makes you look evil. You're like the devil with the goatee.
Yep.
Maybe he has it under the mask, you know? You always think
Piggybacking off that, I did go to the last episode. I without luck tried to convince you to go to Force Friday with me, and you would not do it. You were like,
I did not.
No,
I did not.
Go.
And useless or good?
I'll explain my. I took my daughter, and it was very enjoyable. My daughter was very excited to stay up late and stand in line with a bunch of nerds and her dad, the biggest nerd of all. But it's Toys R Us, which this is going to lead into another subject. They're potentially reaching a possible bankruptcy, and you know what, the perfect reason why is by going to that Force Friday and seeing how underprepared they were for an advertised event where they're encouraging all these super nerds who are super anal people. Like, I would say that nerds, I don't think I'm the only anxious nerd there is. Like, a lot of these nerds are like, I need my Luke Skywalker.
All right, so what's the point, man? What happened?
My point is that we stood in a long line. Hey, don't force my.
I'm sorry, we're taking too long to get.
I know.
Because
I'm anxious about it. So we stood in line. We finally get inside, and everything was gone. Everything was fucking gone.
No shit.
Yeah, there was a couple of the who is the new female character that I think she's an Asian and she's just like wearing an orange jumpsuit. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
That's all they had was hair. She's like the shelf war. She's the Count Zuvio of this movie.
All right.
So I look at my daughter. I say, "There's a Meijer down the street. Can we just hit it?" And she's like, "Totally, whatever." And so we hit the Meijer, and all I wanted was Luke Skywalker. All I wanted was a fucking Luke Skywalker. And walk into Meijer, nobody there. Had a nice little like kiosk, and I got my Luke Skywalker. And check that guy out. And my big Luke Skywalker. That's all it is. Doesn't he look like Tyrion from Game of Thrones? Is it me or does,
a little bit, man?
He's got that look. He's got that look.
He's got like a big old head.
He's a little tall to be a midget from Game of Thrones.
But just his face, like his face looks like Tyrion from Game of Thrones to me. But I was happy. I got my Lukes. But that's it. That's all I wanted.
I stopped the day after. They had nothing. Like, I was like, what the shit? Like, I even asked, I'm like, do you have any new Star Wars? They're like, no, nothing. All they had Kylo's shit. And that was it.
Back in the day for the first one, first
episode
prequel,
1.
Yeah, the prequel. I went to I went to the midnight for that. And it was everywhere. Yeah. It was everywhere. Of course, times were different. Brick and mortar was big. Now there's internet. The brick and mortar's dying every day.
Totally.
More and more. You can see that one guy at midnight turned on his computer, went to the website, clicked on everything. Best Force Friday ever. Check out.
Yeah, no, totally. No, it's true. I mean, I've got episode 1 toy. I got like cases of episode 1 toys in my basement, just like because I did the same thing. Everyone went out and bought them, but at least give them credit. Like they had that shit. It was
everywhere.
Shit.
Yeah,
it was everywhere. But now it's like you can't find a Luke Skywalker, and it's Luke Skywalker. Like if one character is going to be heavily packed, should be Luke Skywalker, right?
Yep.
So, they just don't want unless he dies or turns into a bitch in this movie. What if he runs away? What if he runs away because he's scared?
You know, a lot of stores on a retail point don't want to get stuck with this overstock, and then they're clearance.
I don't blame them.
So they go light.
I don't blame them.
You know, sometimes they just go too light. That's it. That's what they're getting.
I agree with you. I think you made perfect sense, especially since people just like the experience of buying online anyway. But if you're called, my opinion, if you're a store and you're called Toys R Us,
sure,
you need to have a lot of toys. And one of the reasons why Toys R Us is in trouble is because one, obviously they have a lot of competition, but if you're gonna be a specialty store, you need to have the product.
And they don't.
But I agree with you.
They're usually like
they don't.
Like at least Transformers like 2 waves behind, 3 waves behind. Like at all times. The shit always gets to Target like way first.
Well,
and their prices are a little high.
Remember when Toys R Us used to be like you go there for the lowest prices?
Yes. GI Joes were $267 at Toys R Us. KB toys, they were $499. I mean, I remember Kmart was like $349. Toys R Us had the best prices.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Yep, at the time.
And now
when they had
the Walmarts and the Targets,
like
they're in the ballpark, but when I get a Titans Returns there, I'm paying $16.99 instead of $14.99, and that goes a long way.
Sure it does. Sure, especially if you're walking in, you find a whole wave.
Yeah, I'm done with that. I went there the other day, and I was like, I'm done.
What were you looking for?
No, just killing time. Okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm just done.
You're in there killing time, and you're still disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing. I like literally just had I was in between 2 clients, so I stopped in, and I'm like, this is useless. Like, it's the same shit that was here 6 months ago. Like, yeah, no thanks.
Yeah.
No, it's like I could write a book about my hatred for Toys R Us, but it was at there was a time when Toys R Us was the most magical place to walk into, and it wasn't just because I was a child, because trust me, I went in there when I was 17 years old, and it was still the most magical place. So it's not just me being a kid; it's just that it really has gone downhill, and it's unfortunate because if Toys R Us goes the way of all other retail, there's no corporation that's going to replace it. Like, it's just, that's it. Like, it's like, remember when KB's left the mall?
Yep.
I mean, I thought that some company would come in and, start up a toy store in the mall, and no one filled that void. I guess
nobody filled the gap. Yep, you're right.
And that's going to happen.
But the mall is going in a way of the dodo itself, you know.
You're right. I went to the mall.
Mortar's dying, man, and being a place that's in retail, you know, a different type of retail, but it's still retail. We see the effects and we see the future. You know, it's online and it's a lot of this in the grocery business for us. It's this mobile shopping and, you know, people calling or doing the orders online and get delivered to their house.
I love it. I don't get it delivered to my house. What I do is I go to Kroger and we do all of our ordering online, and we We drive to the Kroger, we pull
bring
up,
it out to you.
and they bring it out to me. They load my car up, and I'm gone. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think Amazon warehouses are going to be everywhere, and I think that's what's going to fill all these like dead Kmart, stores all around the U.S. And that's what's going to happen. People are just going to order it that way. Why do I want to deal with the hassle of? I mean, I do like the thrill of the hunt, but I don't know, man. I don't want to deal with the hassle of disappointment and driving around. I'm okay with the thrill.
Yeah, but I like a little disappointment. A little disappointment if you have to go to 3 stores to find it. That's fun. But say like when you're looking for like this piece of shit for 2 weeks and you know it's out, but it's just you can't find it anywhere, and everybody but it's on eBay for months, but it's not in a store, and it's like, what the fuck is that? It's like, it's there. Oh, if I want to blow $80 on a $25 figure, you can get it. Or wait, and it sucks. Yeah. It puts you in a really shit situation because there's no freshness to it by the time you get it. And it's like, what do you do?
You're right. Yeah, I mean, if I go on a hunt for a certain toy that I know is out, I want to be able to find it that day. That's what at least once. I'm all with you. I don't mind going to a few stores. Like, that's fun. You go to the first one, you see the remnants of the case.
Yeah, it's out. You're like, oh shit,
I just missed it.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
You start looking around in fucking people's hands in the aisle. Going around to the aisle around there.
But with that said, I'll be at the next Force Friday. I just don't think that I'm going to go to Toys R Us for it. I think I'm just going to go right to the Meijer. But the whole purpose was the experience of like, I'm full-fledged nerd. Like, I like to be surrounded by that. So like, I thought it'd be fun, but when you walk in the door,
yeah, man, you're cool, man.
Yeah, I am cool. No, I'm just saying.
You're cool. You're the coolest nerd, Randy. You are. Woo-hoo.
You know what? I am the coolest.
Yes, you are. You're cool, man. You're a bigger nerd than everybody.
No, I didn't say that. I'm a cooler nerd than everybody.
Yes, you are, man. You're hip, bro. You are. You're hip.
So, fucking HasCon is this weekend.
Nice.
I want that thing to die a painful death. Why am I so angry? You know what, Dusty, you were saying that you were like, you hated everything, but I think today's my day.
Let the dust flow within you.
I'm going to. I want HasCon to die a painful death. It's such an arrogant, fuck you idea that I want it to fail.
How many have they had so far?
This is the first one.
Okay,
first one, man.
Where is it?
All right, so HasCon is in Rhode Island, which is where Hasbro is, and essentially what they're doing is they BotCon is over officially, like TFCon is sort of it's unofficial because they wouldn't allow third-party products at it. And I understand why they didn't.
But third-party is the product now.
Exactly. Exactly.
That is the hobby. Fuck them. That's great, though.
Yeah. So basically, what they're doing is they're setting up, and from what I understand, it's a really expensive con to attend. Like, and they're gonna have their Star Wars products, their Transformers products, their My Little Pony products, their non-existent G.I. Joe products, which and they're gonna put it all under a roof, and they're gonna get a couple guys who did the voices of Lady J and Flint to show up and sign autographs. And their attempt, from what I understand, is to make this the big to do, so they can avoid. They don't have to engage. They don't have to involve themselves in San Diego Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con. They don't. That this is it. They want Hasbro is so great that everyone is going to come to them and pay to look at their new shit. And I don't know why it rubs me the wrong way. Am I alone?
No, not at all.
No,
not at all.
I wonder how well it'll do. I'm sort of curious to see. Who gives a shit? Like, I guess the whole thing is, it's like, okay, so you got new Star Wars toys, you got new Transformers and My Little Pony, and the Marvel Legends are sort of cool.
Yeah, Marvel Legends are.
They're very cool, but still not enough to like hold a show. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's it.
I was always.
Well, the thing is
I never was the hugest fan of BotCon, right? But it had its place. Mm-hmm. It's Transformers.
Right.
It's great. You have to. I respect it. It's fantastic that there's a show that big for people that like that mainstream stuff. It's fantastic. Mm-hmm. But for them to say, fuck those guys, we're not doing this show, which has been successful for years. We're going to take everything, put it all into one and make you guys charge you 4 times the amount as you would go for like a bot. And BotCon was expensive.
Yes.
I think the dealers are saying their tables were $1,000 or something like that.
What?
Yeah, for the weekend, something like that, or maybe even more. I forgot. I think Bobby and the guys were talking about it, how much it was, and for some reason that sticks in my mind.
Now, is this HasCon? Is this designed for the nerd or designed for like industry?
That's what I don't quite understand. Like, are they
sounds
gonna
like
have
industry?
It does.
Like, I couldn't think of a nerd that would give a shit. Like,
yeah, that's more like what they would do for Toy World. This is like an open to the public. We're gonna make it a one-stop Hasbro shop for everybody.
Right.
So if you're a fan of Transformers and you got a daughter that likes My Little Pony or something like that, the whole family can get in the family truckster, head on over to Rhode Island, and have a great time.
But do they have vendors? Like, that's what I understand. Like, they would have to, if they're going to have a show called HasCon, they're going to only allow Hasbro products at their right.
Yep. And so, that's what they were doing with BotCon.
That sucks because I'll be honest with you, when I went to TFCon, the coolest shit to see was the third party products.
Yep.
And seeing what creative stuff was going on. But I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. Like I'm going to go online this weekend and I'm going to check out to see if they revealed any cool new products. Because
maybe they're hiding some shit, man.
Great, and I want to see that. I really do. I'm supportive of Hasbro in the sense that I spend a good majority of my money on Hasbro. I like G.I. Joe. I like Star Wars. I like Marvel Legends. I like Transformers. They have some good shit. The problem is I think you said it right, Dust. It's like they're saying fuck you to all the actual like communities and bases that really support them, and they're saying come to our corporate event and this is how you're going to see the new product. I don't know. I just want it to fail miserably. I really do. I think it's a big fuck you. I think it sounds like the idea of somebody who is looking at the fan community more as like it is a business. But I think they're looking at it like it's a guy who's just like higher up in the corporate ladder, has no connection with the fan base. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too fanboyish.
No.
I gotta see what their vendor room looks like before I can place judgment.
Me too.
You know, I mean, that's.
But you know what? I want these shows to thrive and to exist because without these shows, we won't have shows like TFCon.
You think so?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. TFCon was started because of the whole third party movement.
That's a good point.
You know, and then when BotCon said no third party in the building. And guys were smuggled in and in fucking hotel rooms, open up fucking big overcoats with fucking third party figures in it. Psst, 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 over here, you know.
That's pretty sweet, actually.
To the point where we're gonna do this on the way we want to do it. And shout out to those guys that started out.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, I just look. I want Hasbro to make good products. I just want them to. I don't know, man. I just think it just sounds like
I don't give a shit. You know what? Because it's like when they compete, when Hasbro has competition, they always lose. Transformers third party. I mean, Transformers are the official or the shittiest, you know, compared to the third party. Let's say Marvel Legends are pretty decent, but they're no figure arts. You know?
Yeah, but that's a different world. Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying.
Still, though, they're better.
Yeah.
I mean, but third party's more expensive than legit Hasbro Transformer, so you can say that's a different thing.
This is what the boardroom is. The boardrooms are a bunch of guys say, we're selling this and marketing to kids. This is where we're making our money, the kids. The collectors, table scraps. And let's let a couple of things through for them, you know, but mostly, for the most part, it's they're worried about the money coming from the children and that's where
it should. Like, I mean, I am still a believer that toys are for kids, but the thing is there is a collector market, and if you make smart quality toys, both the kids and collectors will be happy, and that's I think they've proven that with Marvel Legends, because Marvel Legends are that I think they're pretty solid mix to make both crowds happy.
Definitely walks the line perfectly.
Yeah, I'm just not quite sure what HasCon is going to be, and I'm going to honestly say I'm very curious to see what we see from that, what they're doing with this. I almost don't know if they know, but I do know that I think tickets to get in there was like $200 for the weekend, which
that is insane.
Yeah, it was. I think there was like some crazy packages, but maybe I'm talking ignorant.
No, it was up there. It was really up there.
What package could that possibly
these little things
be?
that are connected to the internet.
I think it is like I think it is like you know, meet the voice actor of G.I. Joe's Flint and like, you know, Wally
Is there
Burr.
like a buffet or something? They have like a buffet.
Yeah,
or
yeah, you have a luncheon with them and
buffet and drinks.
Guys.
I mean, what the fuck, dude? That's insane.
I pulled up the passes here. Adults
All
16 and up, single day pass is $60. 3-day pass.
Go
is
fuck
$55.
yourself, man.
Utes for the Utes, single day, 3 to 15, $30, 75 for 3 days, and that's from 3 years old to 15.
Yeah, piss up a road. Man.
Now, if you're 2 and under, you're free.
I'll go to Cedar Point. Thanks.
But those are that's the price point. It says experience a sneak peek behind the scenes of the Hasbro world with the meet and greets, hands-on experiences, star-studded panels, and even an opportunity for Utes ages 3 to 15 years old to audition for a real Hasbro video.
Sounds like
I'm going, man.
Yeah. Oh my God, get your kids all.
I got to bounce now. I got to park
in a Hasbro. Commercial? Is that what they're talking about?
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you got to pay for a big commercial.
Yeah. No thanks.
But with that said, I'm curious. I mean, I want to see new toys. I just, you know. Fuck that. So maybe Toys R Us and Hasbro should open up a shop or con and together, and they could just have the ultimate of anger. Anything else?
I think
I'm gonna.
Real quick. Pigment Surgery in the chat says that's the price after they realized the tickets weren't selling.
Fair enough, yeah, man.
Well, I guess that is the discounted rate. Thanks, brother. Thanks for that information.
Yeah. Hey, how's everyone doing out in the live chat? We've sort of ignored you. Sorry about that. Here, I'll get you going. I know you guys don't give a shit, but I've been a little dry on the Mezco kick, but that new Wolverine, the Tiger Stripe Wolverine, come on, you guys are into that, right? No,
I haven't seen it. Where is it? You got one? I mean, you got a picture?
Didn't the Red Skull drop today?
What's that?
Didn't the Red Skull drop today?
I think so. I'll be honest.
I saw the guys bullshitting in the ETR chat that it dropped today. The Red Skull.
I've been lost a little focus on the Mezcos because their release schedule is just far too inconsistent, and it makes it really hard to collect. Like, I think the collector mentality is like, you know, I need something to fill that time frame and before I move, or I'll move on. But I am happy to see the new Wolverine. If any of you guys saw that out there, they did go from the boxer brief look of that other Wolverine and switch to the good old the good old whitey tighties, the bluey tighties. I'm very happy about that.
I called him the medicine ball Wolverine. Hey, Logan, come here. We're gonna throw the medicine ball around. He looked like a 30s gym member from the 1930s there.
Yeah, you know, those boxer shorts just didn't work for me, even though it's like
they looked weird. Yeah, they did look off. They didn't.
Well, I recently just got my first Mezco, and my brother.
Oh, what'd you think?
I haven't opened yet. My brother Rolling Steel got it for me, and I got the Punisher.
Oh, that's
he's still sitting back there, and I just haven't had enough time to give it 100%. I don't want to go half-ass it, because if I just open it and look at it and don't give it the time, I'm not going to give it the proper time to make me decide if this is a line I want to get into or not.
Yeah, you need. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And especially, I think I've heard you. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong realm guy, but sort of trash him. So yeah, which is fine. I understand. Like, trust me. I didn't want to like him either. I mean, I'm not a soft good doll guy.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest.
You are now,
soft good myself.
I am, but I gotta be honest with you. I'm slowly slipping from it, and it's not because, again, it's just because they're expensive and there's not a regular amount of product coming out. So it's like I'm losing interest.
And I was asking Chris this past week, and I said, "Are they very limited? Because it just seems like they hold their value and they increase very quickly." You know,
I know
they could double, triple their value within 3 months. So it's like, is it an investment thing, or you know? And then he's talking about how they're KOing them.
Oh, really? That would be a hard thing to knock off, I think, because I mean, look, whether you like the Mezco stuff or not, if you've ever handled one, they are serious. I think they're serious quality. Like, I mean, there's a lot of craftsmanship that's gone into those. I can't imagine how you would knock that off without like make it cost efficient to knock that. How do they? I guess
they're going for like $20 to $50, And,
the knockoffs?
Yeah, and there is potential issues, like, of course, head sculpting. I'm in a Mezco group that I mess around once in a while. I didn't really pay too much attention, but I was following a thread and how a lot of the guys are buying, like the Punisher, the larger Punisher came with all the weapons and all that stuff. Like they're buying that just for the weapons because the weapons and all that stuff is working. And like the soft goods, there's problems with the stitching and stuff like that. So
I'll bet. I mean, those things are very, very intricate. I mean, you can see the stitching in it, and I mean, somebody's got to do that.
I'm not quoting; it's just per verbatim because I don't quite remember exactly what it was, but that was basically what I was seeing. So okay, so this big Punisher's going for what, 275 now, something like that.
Yeah, I've got the classics one, which goes for about 330, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't sell it, but I boxed it back up in case I needed to, especially with TF Con coming up. I love the toy, but like it's hard to own something that I know I can get $300 for like immediately, and like you know.
So,
but
if you buy the one that doesn't have the weapons, and you go and KO, and you get your weapons now, so now the price of this other pack is probably going to drop down.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this might be the time that if you want to get rid of it, to do it.
Yeah, I guess so. Man, that sucks. I feel I actually feel bad for Mezco because they don't deserve that, but there's always going to be a market for that, dude.
Yep. They just need that to have the fans of that brand have to stick to it.
Or maybe it'll force Mezco down a little bit on their prices.
There you go.
You know,
it'll probably bring it back up because they got it. Yeah.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Like for a KO, if it's avoiding collector's cost, I don't mind it. But if it's fucking over the manufacturer, I get pissed. Like, you know, like it's sort of like I don't know. That's it. That's all I got on it. So
I don't quite understand. What do you mean? Like
if you want to buy, say, a knockoff of a toy that was once, like if you want to buy a knockoff of, say, a G1 Transformer, fuck it.
Something that no longer exists in the market.
Yes. Then I think that's okay because I say fuck paying some asshole who hoards it and is just going to jack it up $900 because it's rare. Then yeah, fuck it, buy a knockoff. But yeah, to fuck over a product that's on the market now just because you don't want to pay the full price is sort of bullshit. You know?
Yeah. What do you feel about like when it comes to like for example that Masterpiece Eva, or like I don't remember what it was. It was a Masterpiece Prime that was like $900. It was just a repaint.
Like the Eva, that questionable, but I mean they only made 500 of those, didn't they?
I think less than that. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not promoting knockoffs, but if you're gonna make 200 of an item in your market, that's tough.
Like me personally, I would buy the knockoff Evo Prime because I have like I don't know how many legit ones, you know, that I wouldn't.
The bait. I'm sorry, Paul. It was the Bape Prime that I'm thinking of.
Bape Prime.
Bape.
Yeah, I'm all about making money, so you know, if do what you got to do, and let people figure that shit out.
Yeah. Knights of Ren just brought up that there's a knockoff of the SH Figuarts Luke Jedi Knight. I'm well aware of it. My buddy Nick got one. I think he got me one. He said, but he sent pictures of it to me. And yeah, I mean that's a perfect example of like that looked like a knockoff. Like
it sure as hell ain't no Wei Zhang, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the difference. Like the Wei Zhang's is like improved quality, but that Luke Jedi Knight knockoff of the SH Figuarts, it looks like a knockoff, and it's pretty questionable. Paul Chu asks, being from Detroit area, how are you going to the TF Con? But you couldn't go to Chicago. The reason why we didn't go to Chicago because we just weren't really into the community then. Like I think it was like last year, we had just started doing Nerd Out, and we didn't even know anyone really even watched it. So we really didn't know too much about TF Con. Whereas now we're like in it, I guess. So it wasn't. I wish we would have gone. I mean, would that be a fair answer, Brian, or did you know about it more than I did?
Just salty.
I had no idea about it. I mean. Yeah, I don't know. I probably didn't really feel like going at the time. To be totally honest, I mean, I don't know. I'm just like, what if it sucked? I mean,
I remember why I didn't go, Paul. I didn't go because I went to San Diego Comic-Con. So fuck it, you know that was why.
Trumped
it was the same.
Yeah. Paul's just salty because he's from Chicago. So
I love Chicago.
So shout out to Chicago, Paul.
Yeah,
Chicago. Yeah.
Great fucking town.
Yeah.
Man, that's where all the
I like the Wiener Circle, man. I ate at the Wiener Circle. It was really good.
I bet you did.
You're crazy if you didn't.
You saw quite a few Wiener Circles at TFCon.
Yeah, you guys are all bitches if you didn't, man. That place was really good.
Is that where they sort of like they serve hot dogs and they're kind of dicks to you?
Yes, they're very big dicks. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have to be. It's part of the job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chicago's a fun. Chicago's where anybody from Detroit who wants to take that next step, that's where they go, to Chicago. it's like, I don't know. Chicago's a great town, man. I live in Chicago, but
Chicago.
But yeah, DC. It's not really DC that is TFCon, as though it's like Virginia, right? I don't know the.
Yeah, it's right out. It's right outside.
I don't.
Of,
okay, so
right
how I don't know that it's Maryland, Virginia, and Baltimore, or I'm sorry, in DC, all sort of. Baltimore is in Maryland.
And it's kind of like Maryland, then you got Delaware, and then you got Virginia, and then you got the DC area. So it's kind of like in a box area, you know. It's all like in a.
All right.
It's like a bunch of places next to each other, and
yeah,
you can go from one to the other because they touch.
So you guys are driving down?
Yeah, we're driving.
Awesome,
okay.
man, awesome. Definitely, you guys got to document your trip and shit. And, you know, make little videos and stuff like that. Make it fun for the people that watch the show.
I plan on it. I think I'm going to be doing all the driving. I think that was the deal, right? So
it doesn't matter, man.
That's all right. I don't mind. I actually don't mind. Like, I think 8 hours is a little bit. That's going to be a heavy. Like, I think a good 5-hour drive, like, that's pretty relaxing. I think when we get to the 6.5 hour, we might get a little annoyed of each other.
Yeah, we'll hate each other, man.
You know, just break it up with some trips, you know, to stores and, you know, check out things on the way, and that'll make it a lot easier.
I hope something's out that we could like stop at us. That would be kind of fun if like
hunt for.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. That kind of makes more of an adventure.
Well, it's coming pretty quick. I mean, it's October 1st, right? Isn't that like 2 weeks away?
September like 30th, I think.
It's about it's about 3
it's pretty quick, man. We're 2 weeks into September, aren't we?
What?
No, we're the first week in September. What am I talking about?
Just done with the first week.
Yeah.
What are you gonna buy there, Dust? Like what kind of stuff do you? I mean, I know what you buy from.
You know, it's funny. Like you said about the community wise. You know, anything that I go there, I could buy. I could buy it before the show. I could buy it on the way. You know, when I get home from the show. If I was like a G1 collector or a parts guy, and I'm looking for certain things, and I'm digging through bins, it's great. But if I find something that's the ultimate good price, or if I'm talking with somebody like from Agabus or somebody says, "Yo, I could let this go right now here for that." Other than that, I can wait until I get home. I'm going there for the community meeting, the people, hanging out with everybody. The you know, just to me, it's like the dealer room is the extra.
Yeah.
You know, the third party panels.
I'm with you. I there's a couple things that I could easily order online now that I'm sort of waiting to go so I can buy it firsthand and kind of enhance the experience. But yeah, I mean, I'm that's pretty much why we're going. I think.
I am holding off. I am holding off on some purchases that are coming out recently, and then I'm going to probably look there for like X Transbots Cosmos, the new Power Line from the X9. You know, I'm looking for that. Of course, I'm waiting for Fans Toys to reveal their Devastator, so I'm holding off on the Toy World set.
Another Devastator, man! Well, holy shit! You guys love your Devastator.
I want a Power Glide, to be honest. Like one of the
coming out with one, right?
The X9 just came out.
It
looks pretty damn good.
I sort of want it, like a little bit. I don't have a Power Glide. I really liked it as a kid, you know. So
I'm gonna start a fight with people. I don't really like them. I don't like the minicons, or not minicons, the microbots or whatever. I'm not a fan.
I like the new one.
You know,
you mean in general or like?
Yeah. I don't like the way they look. I don't like the old toys. I've never seen any like new versions of them that really like they're
cheesy. That's I like it. They're cheesy. They're like, hey, like they're like little midget transformers.
I think the best was like the season 2 mini bots is when everybody had like their own little shtick. You know, and everybody had like you know their own little story in the way. Does stupid things like that. You know, it just.
The only one that I thought was relatively cool was Warpath, the tank, the burgundy tank. Like he was kind of cool looking.
How did you not like Power Glide? He turned into a A10, man. It was like,
I guess you're right. Power Glide
was it the annoying and our way? Here we go. You know,
yeah.
I just didn't think they look cool as toys. I guess like actually,
the G1 toy was terrible.
Yeah, G1 sucked in general for like the way they looked. Oh,
Dude,
but
yeah.
Sorry, everybody. I didn't mean to piss, but it's true. Yeah, they didn't look good, but.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm waiting for the big reveal. Hopefully this week, this show that Fansoys is going to finally come out with their Devi, so I could just be like, all right, I'm waiting for that. But other than that, I'm looking for a Toy World set.
Okay, I really like. I picked up recently that oh man, what is it? That is it? Fans Project, that Leo convoy, the Leonidas. Do you know what I'm talking about?
That's incredible.
I love
that's
so
the
much.
Perfect Effect.
The Perfect Effect. Thank you.
Yeah.
I loved it so much that what I'm looking for at this show is I think I'm going to try to pick up some other Perfect Effect. Like, I think that was such a, like, I don't know what else they've done. I know that they have a Optimal Optimus, which I know that you're not into Beast Wars. I'm going to pick that up because the Perfect Effect Leonidas was such high quality that I need to see something else they've done.
They did
like
what was it called? They did their Fort Max. Their little Fort Max.
Yeah, the little guy.
It was the IDW inspired. I forgot what the name of the original figure was, but wow, that thing was absolutely gorgeous. The die cast that had an ab crunch. This is back when there was no such thing as that.
I'm gonna have to look that up. I can't even.
The
put treads
that in my mind. Moved on it. And it transformed to a head that you could put into your Fort Max. And it also had a headmaster to it, and it had the tank mode from the IDW book and all that stuff. It was a really cool figure. Pain in the ass to transform, but it was playability was really there, and they really kicked it out the park with the paint was superb on it.
Is TFCon a big enough deal that some of the third parties release stuff for it?
Yes.
New product. So
they wait for it, and then there's a set of detolfs. And every few hours, especially after
the Megatron, you think? The
yes,
I
saw it. I saw it at Toronto.
Do you think we'll see one in a box to buy?
Yeah.
After the third-party panel, they'll change it, so you'll come out of the third-party panel, and you'll see like some of the new stuff that they were talking about in the panel. And every few hours or the next day, you'll see new stuffs in the detolfs. So it's pretty wild in that sense. It's definitely third-party centered.
Right. I can't speak for the U.S. one, but Brian, I'm going to tell you after Toronto, like immediately I was like, Brian's going to lose his shit when he goes this. Like, you're going to see that kind of shit.
I'll have a heart attack if I see that Megatron.
Don't say that.
Yeah, no, I shouldn't say that. But
some of the big productions that some of these third-party dealers put on there, like their booths are incredible. You're going to be like,
nice.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, no. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's just going to be a great time.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, but
at the show and after the show, we're just going to be chilling all the time, man. We're having a good time.
Do we get passes for both? What is it, Saturday and Sunday, or do we just need one day? What do you think?
I would say you have to get if you're going to be there both days, you need the passes for both days.
All right, I'm just going to go ahead and order those, Brian. All right, we'll handle it.
Get them before they sell out.
All right. Oh, you mean the passes actually sell out?
So yeah, I believe they can.
Oh fuck.
Well, at that price. So go in there and what's also about to sell out is our rock boxes that we're selling. We're about 70% done with that.
Look at you.
You like that way I slid that
promoting. Yeah, no, go ahead, man. What is it? Go ahead.
It's basically what we started the last TFCon was we did this thing called the Rock Pack. It was a mystery TFCon inspired T-shirt from us, and it had a bunch of little goodies in it, kind of like a loot crate. And it came in like a knapsack, like a ROC knapsacky thing you could wear around at the show. And it went very well. And it's a good thing to get everybody together and they pick them up and, everybody sees it. And this year we're doing a box. It's going to be in a box. And price points a little bit higher than last year, but we kind of went a little bit higher in quality of the items that are in the pack. Of course, I don't want to give it away because it's all, when you open
give away the price point, I mean,
it's $40. Sweet. So $40, you're guaranteed a T-shirt. You're guaranteed at least over 10 unique items for the con, for ROC, for our fandom. And with the Rock Pack, if you pre-order for TFCon, you get 2 chances to win a $100 gift card to Agabus.com's booth that you have to use.
Wow, you guys are like T-Birds from Greece. Like, everyone's gonna be rocking their shirts, right? It's gonna be like West Side Story game fights and stuff. Like, is there a
you'll see a sea of shirts.
What's the rival? I'm gonna start fights here, but what's the rival ROC gang?
I don't think there is one.
Okay, so
you guys just cornered that shit.
Dude, we are too fucking big, man. And what's funny is like some people like, well, they're the gang of toy collectors. What the fuck? We're a gang. We just got people together and we're showing unity. And people are to have last year we sold almost 100 rock packs. To have people that didn't see a shirt design, doesn't know what's in it, but you have them in your community and they trust you enough that they're going to say, hey, here's $30. Whatever you guys do, I'm all in.
Right.
And everybody afterwards, we asked them, were you happy? Oh, we were satisfied beyond belief.
That's awesome. No, I just wasn't sure if there was like a rival, like Knights of Nerds.
Nothing that I know of.
The toy cartel.
Well, if anything, if anything that you know about what the ROC and especially what I've pushed from day one is a Collectors United unity.
Awesome.
Whether you're doing podcasts or reviewers or doing similar stuff or have a community, we're all in this together. There shouldn't be lines in the sand drawn. Don't worry about your views. Don't worry about your fucking subscribers. Let's all be like-minded people and get together and do this and have a good time.
I agree with you 100%, man. I totally do.
Not everybody,
not every douchebag, you know, and then
not everybody agrees, but
that's
our mentality.
Have you? I haven't really had any experiences thus far with that anyone was really shitty to me. I'm trying to think of like I think again I'm as far as like the online community, I guess I'm fairly new to it, but everyone's been pretty nice. I haven't really interacted with anyone that I was just like, fuck you. I mean, like, I can't think of anybody, and if I did, I would call you out because.
Yeah, there was that one guy. Remember that?
Yeah, but
I mean, that doesn't really count. But
he was a troll. Like, there's a difference between a troll or like if there's some guy who like is in it and just like clearly he's got an established place in the world of the nerd online community, and he was just a total dick. Like, I don't think I've found that yet.
The way I see it is, if you're not going to get haters, then you're doing it wrong.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I embrace the love. I embrace the hate. It's all good. We're like you said, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're just a bunch of guys online talking about toys. And don't like me, you don't like this guy. That's cool. That's fine. That's great. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I respect any collector out there that's passionate about it. Like, if they're passionate about it, we're cool. I mean, I'm gonna give you my opinion, and we don't have to like the same, action figure line. But if you're passionate, we're cool. Like, we all like toys. I'm good with it.
That's it. Yeah, it's a great time to be a collector right now, man.
Best time in the world. I'll give you that. The shit they make right now, you couldn't even. Like, you wouldn't have believed it 20 years ago. I mean,
no, you're right.
Like there's no way.
There's something for everyone.
Absolutely.
And not everything is going to be for you.
Nope.
But there's something out there for everyone.
And the great thing is you have the option to either buy it or not. If you don't want it, just don't buy it.
Well, actually, I don't really have that option. I sort of get sick and have to have things that I don't need.
Right. Yeah, and if somebody does buy it, okay, that's fine. It's your cup of tea. I don't like it. This is how I feel. Cool, man. That's it. End of the day.
I agree. I mean, I'm going to express if I think something sucks, and you don't have to agree with me. But the thing is if you like something, you like it. Just my only rule is if you're going to collect toys, open your toys, dude. Play with your toys. That's
I don't understand box collectors.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like.
Especially box Transformer collectors, because it's like you gotta play with your Transformer. Are you with me, Dust? Are you a package collector?
No. I mean, there is some stuff that's still staying packaged, and I haven't got a chance to open it.
Yeah,
understandable.
I'm a guy that likes some of the boxes and the packaging. I like the way it looks, which is why I save a lot of my boxes. But
me too.
I have to get in there once in a while. Unless it's something vintage and I like to keep it on a card and I like the way it looks on a card.
That's a different story. Yeah, but I'm talking about like
new stuff. Yeah, rip that shit open, man. Play with it.
Yeah, that's a different story. And I'm not like, I understand like they made those like new Star Wars black figures that look really cool on the vintage cards, and you want some of those. I get that.
Yeah,
sweet.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's the reason why you're buying is for that card.
You got that, dude?
Yeah, I got it, man.
You're not buying that for the fucking figure. You're buying it for the card.
Yeah, it'll never come off this card either. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Oh,
but if you buy a Masterpiece Prime or whatever, an MP10, and you just like have it sitting in a box,
that's crazy.
I can't understand that. Yeah,
the best is when the person says, "Well, that's a piece of shit. I don't like it," or "It's the best figure in the world," or "Did you?" Nope, mine's in the box.
No shit. Yeah, that's just insane.
No, how do you know? How are you going to be here telling me something about something if you still got it in a box?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's no room for criticism if you don't take it out. There you go.
Oh,
yeah, that's it.
Nice,
Those are words
nice,
of life
nice.
right there, man. Yeah.
Oh, real quick, one thing I did forget to mention on the plug tip. If you want any of the rock boxes, you go to realmofthecollectors.com and throw your pre-order in there.
There you go.
Thank you. I'm done. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, it's cool. No, I get it. Like I said, do what you got to do. The only other piece of conversation I want to bring up is we've been talking about it, but Brian, you're off the hook. I'm going to see it tomorrow, and you don't have to drag me along on your date.
Who are you going?
Are you going to see? Nick.
Nice.
Nick got me a ticket.
Okay.
Are you going tomorrow?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh, you haven't got tickets? All right.
No.
We
might go with you. Actually, what time are you guys going?
I think 7:45. You should do it. I got the impression when I last spoke with you that I was being a drag by inviting.
No, I was talking with you, man. We don't give a shit. I had to bust your balls.
And I was like, when you say like you don't want to go to movie, I go to the flicks once or twice alone myself. I enjoy it more. I get to get the whole experience, and nobody's bugging me.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's a good point. But there's something about like I don't know if I could go to a horror movie by myself. I don't know. Maybe you're right. No. But I was trying to attach myself to Brian and his lady friend because my wife won't go see these movies. But I am going to see it tomorrow, and in addition, I'm going next week because I'm taking my brothers and I are going to go see with the original It miniseries. Now, when did that come out? Like a long time
88?
ago, right?
Yeah,
something like that.
My older brother Mike and I used to take my little brother and we used to like grab him and like tie him to like chairs and put him in front of the TV and make him watch Pennywise, and we'd like Pennywise.
Well, you guys were evil, man. That's awesome.
We were. It was shitty. Like Dave, I apologize wholeheartedly. We tortured this kid with Pennywise. He was terrified. Yeah. I mean, he must have been 8 years old. Pennywise was scary as fuck. So I reached out to him and I said, "Come on, man, we got to go see this."
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, so we're gonna go next week, and I'm curious of how he's gonna respond because he's not much of a fan of horror films. I think we traumatized him.
Yeah, he still hasn't worked things out, has he?
Oh no, definitely not. I mean.
But think about it. Think of it this way: that's going to be such a cool viewing for you guys because it holds that nostalgia factor for you guys.
And you know what? They're going to start redoing all those movies now. We're going to get a new Pet Cemetery, and I'll tell you what: the first Pet Cemetery scared the shit out of me.
Yeah,
I hope not. I hope that doesn't.
I haven't watched it in years though.
Right? It's still scary.
No, I know. I said I hope it doesn't start this because of Come on, guys. Honestly, every time they say, "Hey, we're going to revamp things," 98.9% of it's not working.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I agree.
Pieces here and there that work, but
Hollywood. This whole generation is a reboot.
Yeah, Hollywood is just not creative anymore.
No, I agree with you.
I don't know what the deal is, and they wonder why ticket prices are going down, and nobody's buying Blu-rays or digital downloads, and people are stealing it off.
They're rehashing, man. I mean, our whole generation is just a reboot. It seems like.
That's true, but the reason why is because when they make movies like Edge of Tomorrow, which was a great original movie, no one went to fucking see it.
They didn't market it though. They didn't market that.
No, they didn't.
They fucked up. If they would have marketed it, it would have been that movie would have made $1 billion.
Do you think so?
It would have done well. I think it could have done a $250 million.
First and foremost with that movie is the name was awful. Like I think the original name was like Kill Something Repeat.
Live, Die, Repeat or something. Yeah.
Which is a better name.
That's a Tom Cruise flick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Edge of Tomorrow sounds like
that was a good movie.
Kind of Tom Cruise.
It was a really good movie.
But I love that movie, but no one went to see it because it was an original story without existing characters. Like Thor wasn't in Edge of Tomorrow, so people didn't go see it, and that's a problem.
To a franchise, you're saying
exactly.
Yeah. Well, it's all in about how you market it, like Brian was saying, and also your trailer, man. You cut that trailer a certain way.
Yeah,
that's true.
You don't worry about what the people that are disappointed because you got their money anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No.
But you know what? I mean, movies are like toys or Transformers. You got third-party movies now. Anybody can make a movie, and they do. And those are some of my favorites. Like, I mean, like the horror scene is the best. I mean, it is probably the best time ever since 1970. Since the 70s to be a horror fan.
What about VHS though? VHS for horror was totally amazing because
the movie VHS or like you mean
no that era.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Yeah.
Come on, who doesn't miss walking into a fucking video store and just spending
the best
an hour finding that movie for Friday, looking at every back of the cover?
I hear what you're saying. Check them out. Yeah, I know.
Yep, the smell and the feel, man. It's these kids have no clue. The
smell of nostalgia.
Do kids like horror movies now?
Yeah, but I imagine. Who doesn't like a horror movie? I mean,
I don't know. I mean, with the music they listen to it, I'd be surprised if they could handle it. Like, I hate to say that, but I hate to see, but like it's the new music sounds so wimpy. Like,
here's the thing.
I would
not. Hey guys, we're old. Remember when we were younger and we used to make fun of the old guy down the block and say, "You guys and your music and this." Well, we're becoming those guys.
Here's the thing. There's still good music. The problem is that there's so much of everything, and it's so accessible that all you hear about is what people are willing to put money into market. So if you're watching the VMAs and that's your music, no offense, but I'm going to just say that's bad shit, dude. That's not good shit. But if you want to dig through and find the style of music you like and you want to discover new bands, there are a lot of great music
Same as movies.
And the greatest thing about this is we have the internet now. You could find this shit. Back when we were younger, we had to spend $14 on a CD to try something, or word of mouth, or hear somebody saying it, or read a fanzine or something like that, and get that information. Now you could just go onto Spotify and try it and buy it.
Everyone can be a filmmaker. Everyone can be a musician. I mean, it's actually... Everyone can be an artist. It's actually a pretty wonderful concept. It's just hard to digest because everybody isn't engaged in the same thing anymore because there's so much out there and it's so hard to find everything.
It's watered down. Everything's disposable now. Everything's fast food.
Yeah,
everything's fast food. Music is like fast food. Media is fast food.
I think
you take it in, you enjoy it, and you shit it out.
Yeah, and you don't think I think pop culture is pretty much disposable now.
Yeah.
It is, but I do agree with you. Like as far as pop music goes, like I definitely am like an indie rock guy. So like I don't like the modern pop, but movies like when you really look at what's popular movies, I don't know. I think that they're making some good stuff. It is rehashed, but like look at the assortment of Marvel movies. Like for every shitty one, there's 10 good ones. I don't know. I mean, taking the nostalgia out of it, I think there's more of it, but there's some really good movies out there.
But I mean, I think like it will be okay. It'll be okay, but it's not going to be great. It's not going to rank up there with like something classic,
Like what's classic? Like give me an example, like The Shining, or you going like, or you going?
I'd say like The Devil's Candy. I'd say something new that's really good, like The Devil's Candy.
I've never seen that.
You should. It's really good. But I think there's new movies that most people won't see because for whatever reason, that will scare the shit out of you 10 times harder than it ever will.
Yeah. But aren't things like Netflix and Amazon Prime changing that because they're pushing that stuff a little bit? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean the question is, do movies on Netflix and Amazon count as pop culture? Like that's like.
Yeah. Well, it's becoming that.
Yeah, it becomes that. Like Stranger Things is a good example, right? I mean,
incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean that became pop culture.
And I gotta say, it
breaks the mold too.
It is being very well marketed.
Absolutely. That's like,
if this movie sucks, jeez, it's gonna be like wow, because they're really putting a lot into the marketing. You see it everywhere. You see it on social media. You see it everywhere you go.
I want it to be good.
I want it to be good too, dude. I just want a little bit of heart in a movie. Like that's the thing is, I mean, a good movie, give it some heart, give me some good characters, and
can
give me
you
some
do
good
that
scares.
with the remake though? I mean,
you're gonna need to have to draw a line and say, okay, that was the old, this is the new, and just deal.
Absolutely.
Which they sort of did because they got rid of the whole adult segment, which is the part that sucked in the original. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah,
but it was kind of cool. You saw how it was tormenting them years later.
That's true.
How was that?
But
that's
what
their life.
Yeah, I agree.
That's true.
They could do it, but they just didn't do it well. Like the way that was then. Yeah, if they would have had cooler actors and they would have but John Boy, I mean, that was.
Oh come on!
I mean, he was sweet, I guess.
Yeah, no.
John Ritter, it just didn't. some about it didn't fit. You know,
well, a lot of what Stephen King does, especially on those movies, like he does kind of have like when we were kids and when we were adult kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, in a lot of his stories.
And I do like that, just not the way they did it in that movie. You know, it was like. But
I mean,
right.
look, take Pennywise aside in the original It and your nostalgia to it. It really isn't that good of it. It wasn't that good of a TV series.
No,
I don't think so. I mean,
I watched it recently. It was shocking. It was new.
I just watched it I watched it the other night.
You thought it held up
a little bit. Yeah, I thought it wasn't great. It wasn't, but. I remember why, like, you can watch it now and be like, yeah, that scares the shit out of me as a kid, you know, and that's what was great about it, you know. And,
well, you know what? I'm gonna watch the new one, and I'm gonna go back and watch the old one.
Yep.
Just heads up, Lord Shadowkeeper said he saw it today, and he says, believe me, guys, it's great. He loved it, and he plans on watching it again. So that's good to hear.
Okay.
I mean, it's getting a good reviews. I'm excited. I haven't seen.
Was it scary? Lord Shadowkeeper, did it actually scare you?
Don't have him give me too many spoilers.
Don't give us details. Just be like, but was it legit scary? Like, did you?
I can't think of the last horror movie I saw in the theater.
That's what I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say I can't think of the last like horror movie that I saw in the theater. That like. What's the last? I mean, you see a lot of horror movies, but like, what was worthy enough to actually go see in the theater? I like The Conjuring, but I didn't see that in the theater.
See, I can't recall the last horror movie a modern horror movie that I sat down.
Yes,
and said,
I saw. What was oh shit! What was about the evil white people? Come on, man!
I was gonna make
it was It's about evil. It's about evil white people. It's about the bad.
There's a lot of them out there.
No, there's not. This is the only one they've ever done.
Get Out.
Get Out. Yeah.
That was good.
It was great. It was really original and like.
Funny.
Gus, did you see it?
No, but Randy was saying, there's a lot of them out there saying bad white people, and then you said, no, there's not.
Sorry.
Oh, I thought you meant bad white people movies. No, there's a lot of terrible white people, but it's not like.
All right. Anyways, we'll move on. But yeah, Get Out was a good movie.
That's all right.
Get Out was a good movie, and there was that one. There's been some good horror movies recently. We're good. We're in good shape with horror.
It's kind of weird because for a while there, it was going down that Saw route. Everything had one name, and it was shock.
Torture
and then you had that VHS Blair Witch shit. Everybody was on that, and then you had
found footage
movies, and so we kind of got through all that. Hopefully, we're done with that, and then we're gonna get some really good horror flicks. We need something new, like a Jason, or like I'm not saying redo it, but we need something.
I'd go see a redone Jason in a second, actually. But
we need iconic horror movies.
A new brand that you could follow that's not remade.
Hatchet's sort of like that, though.
I didn't see that. What was that?
Just
what'd you say, Hatchet?
Yeah.
All right.
No, I swear to God, there's like I think they're up to Hatchet 3. You know?
Oh, I have heard of that.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Meat Hook 7.
Dude, hell yeah, dude. Let's make it. You know what?
See, I want good stuff. Off the Hook.
That was
really
good.
Sweet, yeah.
Zing.
Meat Hook.
I want good sci-fi, but sci-fi is expensive to make. Sci-fi. I want like space. I want it to be like 1984 again, or 2 again, where like everyone tried to imitate Star Wars.
Yeah.
I want that again. I want that.
No, you want another Beyond the Stars, stuff like that?
Yes, I want Beyond the Stars.
With John Boy again, man.
Man.
Yep.
I think we talked about John Boy last week too.
But that movie had John Saxon in it. He's the man. So, well, I wouldn't mind a new like supernatural killer like Freddy Krueger. You know, somewhere in between.
Yeah, like somebody new though.
Somebody new. Yeah.
But it's like
I need a new gimmick.
You need something that has to be original. Can't be cheesy. It's got to catch. You don't have to try so hard. Just make it can happen.
All it needs is simple gimmick.
Picked up.
You know,
if you make the character cool looking and scary, like for example, like Halloween was literally a spray painted Captain Kirk mask, and like I think the last, in my opinion, and there could be something newer, but the last iconic horror character was the Scream ghost. That was the last one I could think of that was like iconic.
Yeah.
Can you think of something after that?
Jigsaw.
Well, but you know, it changed. Yeah,
but he
the
doesn't
puppet.
really look like anything. Yeah.
The puppet looks like something. He's pretty fucking scary.
Okay.
Like if I saw that puppet and I'm chained up, you know that's your ass. Like when you wake up chained and you see that puppet, it's your ass. You're done.
I'll be honest with you. I haven't seen enough of those movies to know it. So okay, we'll go with Jigsaw. But other than that, I guess maybe Annabelle has a chance to be a somewhat of an iconic sort of character. But I don't know. I mean, they're doing a lot with it. I heard that new movie was good. So who knows? Anything else, guys?
No, we were all over the place. That was good.
Yeah, always all over the place.
Like a bad rash.
Yeah, so we're super excited to go to TFCon. We get there Friday, right? Is that when we should get there? We leave Friday morning, and then when does give us a little rundown?
I think they'll do. I think they're doing. You pick up your passes and stuff around 7-ish.
Okay.
So Friday morning pretty much is kind of like everybody just chilling, getting to meet each other, and you know.
Okay.
You get your shit put away, you chill. We usually what we do on Friday nights is in the RLC, we go pick up our stuff, and then we tell everybody who bought a rock box to come up to the room and pick them up. And this year we got a pretty sweet room. It's gonna.
Do people like party in the rooms and shit? Yeah. Like, does it go? Oh, really? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Like I said,
we closed many a party last year.
I went to Toronto with my wife, so it's like I don't think anyone was really like inviting us to any like room parties or anything. We weren't invited.
There's going to be so many people around there, and this is what I hate. The worst part about is I can't spend the same amount of time with people, so I'm always wandering and I'm roaming, and everybody will be at the bar, and I'll get we're in room 2. All right, guys, I'll be back in 20 minutes. I go up to the room, chill a little bit. Everybody's everywhere, but you're gonna just be overwhelmed with the love and meeting other members of this and people in the community and be like, hey, I'm such and such in the chat. I'm such and such. I sent you this email, and then you get to connect with these guys, and it's incredible.
That's awesome. I mean, I don't think that we have the same notoriety in this hobby that you do, but I look forward to it. I hope we get to meet people. I'm really excited to just hang out and meet some of these people and whatnot. So we'll see. But
it's gonna be a great time, man. So usually we usually do that in the room. We go to the bar afterwards. We chill out. Saturday, everybody's up super early. Hit that dealer room.
Slim Tim says, "What about the swingers party?"
Nice.
Maybe at the other hotel, I think.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that at a.
No. We got
a sausage fest. Yeah.
I mean, that's what it's gonna be. I mean, we gotta like.
I don't think it's too chick centric.
Ladies. I think when you're when you're said and done, I think on the way home, you guys are gonna say, "Wow, it was worth it."
I think so. I'm already, I'm excited. I really am. Like,
I can't wait to meet you, dudes. Chill out with you guys. We're all gonna have such a good time, man. Just put everything behind you. Forget about shit at home. Forget about work. Forget about that. Be in that fucking get your nerd on and just, nerd out. As they
nerd out, yeah, man. Good call.
I think we'll finish it on that note. Hey, Dust, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You can check Dust Mites at Realm of Collectors on any of your many programs. If you want to let you know where you can be found, and then we'll
I'm on Instagram on Dustmites, DUSTMIGHTZ. Eddie Dustmites in the Facebook group. So we have a huge Realm of Collectors Facebook group, thriving community. Then you have, of course, Enter the Realm every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel, and occasionally on the ROC Hangouts on Tuesday at 8 p.m. and every other week on Figure Banging on the Realm of Collectors.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being on. It was fun. And until next time, guys, nerd out.
Good time, boys.
Peace.
There you go.